So today I'm doing a first impressions video of aitable.ai. Now, these guys have been spamming my inbox for a number of months now, and I finally decided to take a look at the system. I mean, there's plenty of Airtable clones right now on the market, and I want to see how this one stands out, if at all. Now, we've got really interesting benchmarks to compare to. We've got Airtable itself, we've got Smart Suite, and today we're going to see if Aitable can actually deliver something extra. So these are my first impressions. I've never even logged in. I think I've seen the website a couple of times. If you're new here, hi, my name is Alex. And yeah, what we do on this channel is we talk about low code, we talk about automation, we talk about automating low code. So what more can you ask for? Without any further ado, let's take a look at Aitable. All right, so let's begin with some quick impressions of the website. Let me just refresh it. The initial impressions of the website, as you can see, it's that, well, first of all, I like the dark mode vibes of it. The rest of the websites, like Smart Suites, typically are stuffed with super happy people and really smiley, stock images. Yeah, I can see that these guys immediately try to give you features and like quick little gift demos, which from a quick look, it all looks very much like Airtable and Smart Suite. This is an interesting chat with your AI database. What does it say replace here? Oh, it replaces. Okay. All right. Build your AI service agent. This is really interesting. So chat-based bot-sonic. So if you can do all of this from one place, this is amazing. I wonder how much of that you can actually do and how quickly you can do it. Today, I don't think I'm going to build absolutely everything. I'll see how much I can build. But let me just very quickly log in and let's see what we can do as soon as I log in. All right, so as soon as we log in, we get this little questionnaire. Let me see if I can avoid it somehow. Yeah, just pressing escape does the trick. We've got tips, add import folder. Okay, so this is like my workspace, basically. I can see my other workspaces. So yeah, I've got my workspaces, kind of like there's joined workspaces. I like that. It's fine. So far, so good. Very similar to Airtable and Smart Suite. We've got pins. Oh, quick access to like favorites, basically. Simple, powerful CRM. What does that do? This is very simple, powerful, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's try and create a brand new database. So new data sheet, new form, new dashboard, new AI agent, new automation, blah, blah, blah. It's probably the data sheet, I guess. Oh, all right, we're already in. So there's no, okay, I like that. The fact that nothing changes and you're immediately there and it's all really nicely tucked away in here. Guys, that is amazing. Like, that's really nice. I don't see, as a user experience, I don't see anything changing and it's like right over there. And yes, again, dark mode immediately, which is really cool. I wonder if it's looking at my system properties and it's doing it like that. So let's see if we can do normal mode. Dark, yes. Light. Okay, so light theme is also available. Let's keep it light. I think it's a little bit more contrasty so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so we've got a grid view, but that's just a grid view. There's a new view. Okay. It's a new data sheet. So I wonder, am I building views or am I building tables? Okay, immediately, really much inspired by Airtable. Can we make it smaller? Kind of like how we do with Smart Suite? No, I don't think we can. Because in Smart Suite, you can actually make these fields in the detail view of a record. You can make them, larger, smaller, which is kind of cool. Okay, title, unnamed record. Okay, so these are unnamed records. Let's call this Alex. Options, no options. So start, stop. So this is a multi-select thing. Can I change this very quickly to something else? Okay, multi-select. Again, like so similar to Airtable, incredibly similar. Even has a little search bar. I like the UI of this. I feel like the user interface, the experience is a step above Airtable. I really like the UX UI vibe Very, very nice. Probably even maybe a little bit more refined than Smart Suite. I like the crispiness of this. Set as required on forms, pre-fill, okay. Yeah, but it's still missing that little Smart Suite feature that I really like that forces you to input something in there. So yeah, that's kind of missing. I like that. Hold on, where's the record? What happened? Let's try that again. Alex, if I click out, then what happens? Where are my records, dude? Insert a record. How do I insert a record? What? Is there a save button that I'm missing somewhere? Options. Start. How do I save that record? Oh, wait, what happened? Hold on, what is going on? I really don't understand what's going on. Okay, so all I had to do was just to refresh the page, and here are my records, which is stupid. I wish I didn't have to do any of that. This is not super needed, I feel, but whatever. Okay, if I create a new view, is that a new... That is literally a new view. Okay, new data set, new data sheet. Airtable treats databases as like a one database, and then you get your tables, and then you get your views on the left. So here your views are on top, which is a bit dumb. Why? Because I will have a lot of views. Like we have clients who have hundreds of views per table. It can get really, really huge, basically. I think I understand what's going on. If I add a new data sheet, let's add another one, data sheet number 2. Okay, here are my records. Then I can create something like Toyota. And can I create a link? So let's say I want to link this brand to another. Oh, there's a one-way link, unidirectional link to records and the same or another data sheet. Two-way link, bidirectional link. But why have two different... I mean, I kind of get it. All right, what is one-way link? One-way link to people. We're going to call this data sheet people. So one-way link, select where do you want to link it to. I want to link it to there. Link to multiple records. No link records from a view. It would be nice if I could have not view-way link, but actually filters in there. So, okay. Alex, very nice. Can I edit Alex from here? Yes, I can. So this is another very interesting feature that you get with Smart Suite that you don't get with Airtable, or I think you can, but you have to have some kind of fancy plan on there in order to do that. So if I change Alex's start to stop and I go back to my other data set, there you go. It's now done there. I think I understand what a one-way link is or a two-way link. So basically I'm creating a linked field here of two people. Let's call this data set people. And this is kind of like, let's call this data set brands. I can see that basically from here, I can basically add all of that kind of stuff only in one direction, which is nice. I don't have to see brands here. Useful. Generally speaking, as a grid, as a concept, I get it. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that we have to have views over here on this side. Just make another panel. Just make this panel smaller and just allow me to cascade my views on the left-hand side, and that's fine. I don't need to see the grid. I need to make my views much more searchable over here at the top, and when they are horizontal, yeah, not great. Now let's take a look at some other features that they might have in terms of AI, talking to your database, that kind of thing. So let's take a look at that right now. All right, so I've prepared a little bit of data. As you can see, I've got a bunch of people. I've got their availability options, and let's call this just like availability. And then I also have their sales. Now, I believe that Copilot is this AI chat thing that will allow me to chat to this data. And I can see that here we have two different types. So we can talk to the help center, basically, or data agent. So I think data agent means this. Let's ask it some questions. Hi, who is the best performing sales rep from people in terms of their sales? Let's see. takes a while. Yeah, this is taking forever. Do I need to refresh the page? Like, why is this taking so long? It's typing. Although I can imagine this has to take this data, put it into a vector database. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes for sure. So even if there is a small little lag right now, I still appreciate the amount of complexity that goes behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't need any of that. I just need a simple answer. I don't care. Just give me Dave. Like, I want to see Dave as an answer. It's not that hard. I feel like it's wasting my time at this point. Hey, go ahead. This is taking forever. Who is it? Did it answer? No, we haven't. So, who is the best performing sales rep? No, you didn't. No, you didn't mention that Dave was the guy. I think I can read English. All right. Where is it? Am I missing something? So it's struggling with context, basically. What are the total sales for all sales reps? Again, you can see it's kind of slow. I appreciate that this is a new thing and not a lot, if any, Airtable clones or Airtable themselves right now, they don't do this. Unless I'm wrong, please correct me down in the comments. Let me know if one of them does do something like this. I don't know. I appreciate the novelty right now, but I don't think this is super duper useful because it takes forever. 222, is that true? Yes. $211, which is correct. Who is the rep that's available with the worst sales performance? There you go. So let's try that one more. And I think that would be Taylor. Taylor and Alex are the worst performers in terms of sales. Oh, fantastic. So you can see kind of struggling a bit. It didn't even register my message. This is nice. This is an exciting little feature that I wish we could see more in other Airtable clones and Airtable itself. But it has to work. It has to work well, immediately, without a hitch. And then it will be a feature that you can like sing it loud and proud, basically. Because right now, it's the first thing that you see on the website and it barely works. It barely works. Let's take a look at some other features, some other views. Let's see what other interesting things we can use within Aitable. All right, so now let's take a look at how it can deal with forms. This is a big problem with Airtable. I mean, it's not even a problem, it's just a feature that they've not really developed over the years. And there's a bunch of gaps in terms of how their form builder works. Let's see if Aitables is any better. I want to create a new form for this view. Grid views form. Well, it's kind of weird. Should be, okay, well, it kind of says P. So I can see I can edit my header. I can edit my little logo. This is very nice in terms of the questions being a little bit bolder. Field settings. What else can I do with this? For instance, do I have any sections? These are just the questions, but set required on forms. No, I don't want to be editing a field. I want it to be, yeah, okay. So I can tell. This is also quite underdeveloped. I don't know if I'm using the wrong version or something like that. There's some settings, collapse options, full screen width. Okay, that's kind of cool. Show index, yeah. Show logo, yeah. Show cover. Okay, my biggest gripe with this right now is the fact that I can't have conditional logic. And if I can't have conditional logic to a form, it's no point in looking at that form pretty much all but at all. It's nice to know that we have the ability to collect some data, but if I can't, can I even hide a field? How do I hide this field? I'm not sure I can hide this field unless I'm doing something wrong. So yeah, if I can't hide a field from a form, it's practically useless. That was forms. Now let's take a look at any other views that they've got on offer. And finally, last but not least, we'll see what kind of different fields they've got on offer. Maybe there's some interesting stuff in there. So now let's take a look at some of the views that we've got on offer here in Aitable. So typically we've got the grid view, love it. There's sorting, filtering, inserting records, row height adjustment, which is kind of nice. There's wrap text, fantastic. We can find stuff, i.e. there's like a filter, and then we also have Copilot, mirroring. I'm not super sure what that is. We've got the API, so I guess that's, I've just clicked on it. Okay, so there's like the API documentation baked into the window. I like that. That's nice. I see this as like a recurring theme with Aitable. They don't want you to leave the table. They don't want you to, well, although I had to refresh once to see my data, but ultimately, I feel like they don't want the screen to refresh. They don't want to change what I'm seeing. It all has to be kind of like integrated into one thing. I like that. That's a good approach. That's fresh. That's something new. We've got widgets. I suspect this is like the apps that we've got in Airtable. Yeah, charts, summaries, scripting, import data from Airtable. Of course, there's not a lot. Not many people know about Aitable. What else do we have? We've got automation, new automation. What does that look like? Okay, nice. Triggers. Add a trigger. Form is submitted. Matches conditions. Scheduled time arrives. Okay, that kind of looks all right. AI chat. Stay tuned. Wonder what that is. Anyway, like it. Probably works nice. And time machine. So I guess this is like the record changes. And then there are snapshots. Very typical stuff. Archive box. Okay, so these are your basically like your deleted records. Now, what other views do we have? We've got grids. We've seen that, gallery, Kanban, self-explanatory, Gantt charts, calendar, architecture. So this is something new. This is something that we don't see every day. So let's take a look at that and see how that works. All right, so architecture view. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to create a new view, architecture. Let's see what that needs. You need a linked field to determine the hierarchy. Excellent. Create a two-way link where... Oh, yeah. Okay. A two-way link to what? To people. So let's say that Mary is the boss of Alex and Joe. Taylor is the boss of Mary. Justin is the boss of Taylor, and Dave can be the boss of Justin, and Dave can be the boss of Justin. Let's see if this was enough. Settings, horizontal layout. What does that do? Oh, that kind of does it like that. I've probably done something wrong, right? That is more what I had in mind. Still, it's a little bit weird, kind of strange. Let me see if I can figure this out. Give me a few minutes. Okay, so I figured this out. It's actually a little bit easier than I initially thought. So here's what the idea is. So instead of kind of like how we do it in Airtable, where you have to clearly designate this relationship, is it a parent-child? Like, is it who is your boss, or is it the other way around? Anyway, you get what I mean. So here, it's actually quite easy. All you say is, Alex, who are his children? Who are the people who are directly beneath him in terms of hierarchy? Mary and Joe. Excellent. Then we go to Mary. Who is directly beneath Mary in terms of hierarchy? Taylor and Dave. Joe. So Joe is one of Alex's direct reports, and Joe's direct report is Justin. If you set it up like that, the architecture then works. You can see it in a much more straightforward way. You can also like add extra records. So this is fantastic. Like, I really like this particular bit. Of course, I'm not exploring it as much as I should explore it, but ultimately, it's kind of nice that I'm able to create this dynamic hierarchical structure right off the bat, and it also creates the database beneath the whole thing. So this is really, really nice. I like this feature, and I hope that Airtable, and I don't know if SmartSuite has got that view. I don't think it does, but I really like this particular view. Now, let's take a look at some of the fields that we've got at our disposal with Aitable. Okay, so we are back at our grid view. Let's create a new field and let's see what kind of field types we've got and maybe if there's something unique about them. We've got long text, select, multi-select, number, currency. So interesting that they've got the yen here, but when you actually add it, it's $1. I wonder if that's the actual symbol. If I put a pound sign, does that change to a pound? No. So that's a little bit of an inconsistency. You've got the yen sign here, but when you add it, it becomes $1. Interesting. We've got percent, date, attachment, checkbox, rating, URL, phone, email, work doc. So that is most likely very similar to Smart Suite's work docs. I mean, they have a very similar Notion-esque sort of long text editor that you can kind of treat almost like a Notion thing. Kind of cool. Cascader, using cascading approach. Okay, this is new. What is that? Let's take a look. Select view, grid view, Cascader rules, config. The following data will not synchronize with brands. Click button right to fetch latest data if updated. Okay, guys, use ChatGPT to at least create your description. This is like weird when don't see. Okay, cancel. Will it create? Cascader rules. Okay, give me a couple of seconds. Let me figure this out. Okay, guys, so I figured this out. It's actually quite straightforward. The way that this works is that a Cascader basically allows you to link to particular records in other places, in other grids, in other tables, basically, in other data sheets, I think they're called. And it works in the sense that you can, like in this example here, let's say Justin, I want to put him into his department, right? Department. And the way that it works is that I can just jump in, click plus, and let's say he works in sales, regional sales, and it's for the North, for instance. So that sort of thing, very unique, a bit niche, but useful in many, many instances. Now, I wonder if I click back to departments, if he's going to be linked back. No. So, am I doing this wrong? Hide fields, show all fields in mirrors? No. So, it would be nice to see who works there, but yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that. But ultimately, the whole point is that you can bring these kinds of like dynamic drop downs or cascades, as they like to call them, and it works fairly nicely. I can't really blame it. It's a nice little feature. Definitely, a nice thing to have, but I can easily live without this. But I like the idea. Now, before we wrap this up, let's take a look at how their formula fields work, because this is one of the most basic and most important things that you want to be able to do within Airtable clone-like product. I've just added a formula field. Let's see how easy or hard it is to write something up. We've got an enter a formula thing here. Very nice. We've got our select field or function. I don't need to. If I remember that, I guess if you know your formulas, you don't need this. If you don't know your formulas, this is useful. But let's see what kind of options they have, anything that might stand out. Sum, average, so there's like some log, cool, exp, power. So they definitely give you a little bit more options. Then what do we have? We have concat, find, search, length, switch. Okay, just logicals, basically. Very typical stuff. Today, now, from now. Okay. I wonder how their arrays function compared to the arrays of Airtable, for instance. One thing that I don't see is like a select. Would be nice to be able to write SQL-esque style select so that I can bring any data from anywhere. Nobody seems to be doing that, which is a bit weird. Other than AppSheet, for instance, or I think also Bubble can do that. That's kind of nice. Does it follow? No, it doesn't. Airtable's formulas, they kind of give you this nice little, tabulation, and it acts like a proper code editor. Doesn't seem to be the case here. All right. Oh, wait. No, I don't have to. Okay, this is a bit weird. It forces me to be very, very precise with how I'm naming fields. Not necessarily the case with Airtable. I can just call it sales with a lowercase s. It will still work. Not ideal, but passable. It's time for my final thoughts on Aitable. Let's take a look. All right, so these are my final thoughts on Aitable. Some of the best things about it are the fact that they are using a nice, clean UI that is very close to Airtable, but I feel like it's just that little bit cleaner in certain areas and a little bit more modern. Some other things that I like about it is that we have dark mode, which is fantastic. You don't have to have any kind of special plugins for it. The other thing that I really like is that we have some interesting concepts like the co-pilot. In other words, you can talk to your data and it will work, but it's a fantastic idea. I feel like that is just that a feature that is right now kind of missing from a lot of other Airtable clones and Airtable itself. Yes, at some point they will come up with that, but these guys have done it first. I wish it worked better. It's a nice little thing. They have some nice quality of life improvements. For instance, like the ability to get some of your databases talking to each other and being able to edit stuff on the fly. Love that. Very, very nice. I also like the cascading field. That's kind of new and fresh. It's an interesting concept. Some of the things that I don't like. First and foremost, the fact that we've got all of our views at the very top of the, like where I'm expecting to have my tables, I have my views. And if you have a lot of views, and you will have a lot of views, that will become problematic because it will become unsearchable to find. Basically, you will struggle to find, if let's say you have 70 views or 20 views, it will become a jungle up there and you won't be able to compartmentalize them and search. A bit of a problem. The rest of it seems okay. There are certain areas of it where it kind of lags and there is a little bit of a slowdown whenever you're doing certain things. To feel like there's maybe a couple of extra clicks or it's a little bit slow in terms of refreshing. Another thing that I didn't particularly enjoy was their form builder. It's worse than Airtable's, and that's something interesting. Its forms they're bad. Because you can't really change what you can see, what you can't see. There's no conditional logic. There's many things in there that I don't particularly like. Generally speaking, I feel like the whole platform is at a very good path to becoming something really interesting. I think they've nailed a lot of things. They've done a lot of things right, but there's tons of room for improvement. That was it from me. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts on Aitable. What do you think? Are you going to give this a shot? Is this the new Airtable? I don't think so. Or yet. I don't think so yet. It's not ready yet. It can be. Maybe. We'll see. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.